Oh, PDP is gone. Letter of defection from the People's Democratic Party.
Something dramatic just happened in the Nigerian Senate, and many people are missing the real issue. Is this about Senator Abaribe's defection, or is this about a political power game inside the Senate? Why did Senate President Akpabio raise the issue of seat vacancy now? And why are some Nigerians saying this is selective enforcement? Stay with me because I'll break down what really happened, what the law says, and what ordinary Nigerians are saying that TV stations may not tell you. If you like political analysis like this, please subscribe because this channel is just starting and your support matters.
Well, good morning to you viewers. Let's begin what's trending with reactions to the major political earthquake that rocked the Nigerian Senate on Thursday as 9 senators simultaneously defected to the African Democratic Congress, dealing a significant blow to the PDP, the Labour Party, and APGA ahead of 2027. Senate President Godswill Akpabio read out the official defection letters in the chamber, confirming the movement of 3 senators from the Labour Party, 1 from APGA, and 5 from the PDP, with Senate President exclaiming that the PDP is gone. Let's take a look.
The first letter is a letter of addressed to the President of the Senate and dated yesterday, but submitted just a few minutes ago. And this one is from Senator Aminu Waziri Tambuwa. Letter of defection from the People's Democratic Party. Oh, PDP is gone. Letter of defection from the People's Democratic Party, PDP, to the West African Democratic Congress. African Democratic Congress.
SP, check very well. I think it's APC. It's not ADC. AP. Check very well.
I've checked. My eyes are still good. I think this is to the African Democratic Congress. It's almost it's almost a sister to APC.
ADC is a sister party. Well, all right. Among those prominent names of senators who defected is former Sokoto State Governor and Senate heavyweight Aminu Waziri Tambuwal, veteran lawmaker, Senator Enyinnaya Abaribe of Abia South, and FCT Senator Ireti Kingibe. The defectors cited internal crisis and leadership disputes within their former parties as reasons for the move, while Nigerians on social media have reacted, with many asking whether these lawmakers are chasing power or actually serving the people who voted for them. And of course, Dr. Bati, there is also the conversation about Senator Enyinnaya Abaribe losing his seat. I'll take some reactions from that story. And this is from Obiasogu. He wrote, I just got this video of Senate President Akpabio rejecting Senator Abaribe's letter notifying the Senate that he's decamped from APGA to the ADC. Meanwhile, those who decamped to the APC had a smooth sail without any questioning. We shall see in their next session. Well, another ex-user wrote, so let's get this straight. Enyinnaya Abaribe faces losing his Senate seat simply for joining the African Democratic Congress. Is exercising political freedom now considered a crime? Democracy isn't about punishing lawmakers for changing parties. It's about letting representatives act according to conscience and the will of their constituents. And finally, this ex-user still wrote, the irony is hard to miss. In 2018, Godswill Akpabio defected from People's Democratic Party to the All Progressives Congress while serving as Senate Minority Leader. Now, Enyinnaya Abaribe is being removed after moving to the African Democratic Congress. Well, rules should be consistent, not applied differently depending on who is in power. That's what strengthens democracy, and that's the actual fact. That's what, basically strengthens democracy. What is good for the goose sometimes is good for the gander. But, this is the reaction that we are hearing from Nigerians online, especially with regards to Senator Enyinnaya Abaribe. I'll come to you, Ayo, about Senator Ireti Kingibe, but I'd love your comments.
Okay, during headline segment,
yes.
I already commented on this, quoting all the relevant sections of the enabling law, section 65, section 68, section 109, sub 1G, and then what the two senators who objected to the Abaribe matter were saying, namely that the president of the Senate, under Order 20 sub J, of the standing orders of the Senate, can take a decision whether the defection of a member will be acceptable or not. And in this particular case, Senator Barau Jibrin and Senator Okpeyemi Bamidele having said, well, they are not aware that there is any division in the party. And now Senator Abaribe, and I think we should be interested in how the matter will be resolved, has been given 1 week within which to give a proper explanation as to evidence that there is division within APUGA. Now, but he said in September 2025, he was expelled from the party, and that's the evidence that he has. So how they resolve the matter remains to be seen. I also said that perhaps if he had defected to the APC, that wouldn't be a problem, because as we have seen, in the case of the Rivers lawmakers, where everybody became a constitutional expert, quoting section 109, sub 1G and all that. But at the end of the day, those lawmakers were accepted, and eventually they ended up in the APC. And also, the Inwifuru case of 2022, the Devumai case of 2022. So these are precedents. And the point is simply that the National Assembly, whose job is to make law for good order, good governance, and stability of Nigeria, should be seen to be consistent in its application of the law. They cannot approbate and reprobate on the basis of political convenience. That's why all of us should keep our eyes open. However, if the Senate decides one way or the other, Senator Abaribe can still go to court. And then the court would decide whether this falls within the framework of the Abegunde case of 2015, Abegunde versus Ondo State House of Assembly, or the Supreme Court will rule differently. I don't think they can just order him out of the Senate like that. He will have to fight for his rights.
Let us look at what really happened in the Nigerian Senate without emotions. The Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, officially announced that some senators had defected from their parties, including Senator Abaribe. Now, normally in Nigeria, this kind of announcement does not create much drama because defections happen very often. But this one became controversial when the Senate President raised the constitutional issue that a senator may lose his seat if he defects without a crisis in his party. That was the moment the issue changed from a normal announcement to a political debate, because Nigerians immediately started asking questions. The first question people asked was, is this law being applied equally to everyone? Because this is not the first time lawmakers have defected in Nigeria. Many Nigerians remember situations where politicians moved to bigger parties and nothing serious was said about their seats. So naturally, people are asking, why is this one becoming a serious matter now? The second issue Nigerians are discussing is political perception. Whether right or wrong, many citizens always suspect politics when strong opposition voices are involved. Abaribe is known as a senator who speaks openly on national issues. So when his defection becomes controversial, some Nigerians automatically see it as political tension rather than just procedure. Now let us also look at the legal side. The Constitution actually says a lawmaker can only defect safely if there is division in his party. Now, or there is a merger, nastas, or serious internal crisis. So technically, raising that question is not illegal. But the real Nigerian argument is not whether the law exists. It is whether the law is being applied consistently, because consistency is what gives institutions credibility. Another interesting part of this drama is what ordinary Nigerians actually care about. If you go on the streets and ask people, many will tell you, politicians are changing parties, but our daily struggles remain the same. People are worried about high food prices and economic hardship, unemployment, asset, and security. So many citizens see this as political elite competition rather than something that affects their daily survival. That is why some Nigerians say Nigerian politics sometimes looks like a game of positions instead of a competition of ideas. But politically, this situation tells us something important. The alignment for 2027 elections may already be starting quietly, because in Nigeria, political movements usually start long before elections become close. So analysts see this as part of future power calculations. Now, my observation as someone watching Nigerian politics carefully is this. This situation would test whether Nigerian democracy is becoming more rule-based or still personality-based. Because what Nigerians will watch is not just what is said, but what is done next. Will the Senate take action? Will the matter go to court? Or will it just end as political noise? That is what will determine how serious this issue really is. And finally, what many Nigerians want now is simple. Not just political movement, but political maturity. Because democracy is not tested when things are easy. Democracy is tested when rules must be applied fairly. That is where this Senate drama becomes bigger than just one senator. It becomes a question of institutional credibility. At the end of the day, this issue is bigger than Senator Abaribe or Senate President Akpabio. It is about one simple question. Are Nigerian laws applied based on principle or based on politics? Because today it may be Abaribe, tomorrow it could be someone else. Nigerians are not just watching who defects. They are watching whether fairness still exists in the system. But I want to hear from you. Do you think this is enforcement of the Constitution or political intimidation? Drop your opinion in the comment section. If you like honest political analysis like this, subscribe and join this growing community. I will see you in the next analysis.